Welcome to today's edition of 3 Minute Halacha as we continue to study the Melacha of Kotev, of writing. Every winter, when it's cold outside and there's condensation or frost on the window, we Chicagoans are tempted to use our finger to write or draw on the window. But is it permitted to do so on Shabbat? Is it Kotev? According to Chazal, midioraita, from the Torah, the only prohibition of writing on Shabbat is when you write something that's permanent, such as when you write with pen on paper. And obviously, just writing with your finger on a frosted window is not permanent at all. Nevertheless, the Mishnah in Shabbat, Daf Kuf Daled Amud Bet, and Rishonim explained that Chazal prohibited even writing that's not meant to last, such as their examples, writing with juice on a table and the like, and that is actually codified in the Shulchan Aruch in Shin Mem, Sif Daled, in chapter 340, paragraph 4. And therefore it'd be forbidden to write using your finger, for example, in sand or on ash on Shabbat. And likewise, it's forbidden to write on a substance that's not meant to last for a long time. The example, again, that's offered in the Tosefta is the idea of writing on an onion peel, which would eventually disintegrate and not going to be around a long time, even though according to Torah law, according to Midioraita, it would be permitted since it can't last. Based on all of the above, the Pri Megadim, in his Mishpatzot Zahav in Siman Shin Mem, Sif Gimel, in paragraph 3, writes that one cannot write with letters on glass in the winter. You can't use your finger on the condensed window to be able to write. Nevertheless, if you just do a single line on a frosty window, it is permissible on Shabbat because this isn't included in the kind of writing that Chazal ever forbade. And this can be found also in the Chazon Ovadia, Rabbi Ovadia Yosef's work on Hilchot Shabbat, volume 5, page 148. Based on all of this, we can understand ultimately that the same would apply towards drawing, that you can't draw a face or any kind of figure or picture on a frosted window or even on a dirty car window. It'd be prohibited on Shabbat midrabanan, but it is still a significant prohibition. Nevertheless, wiping a finger across a completely clean, dry table or writing in the air would be permitted. Interestingly, there was a question that was once asked of Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach by HaChovesh, which is similar to Hatzalah. And they wanted to know when it came to Shabbat, if you could write on one of these boards, which have a plastic sheet, when you lift it, it erases it automatically. They needed to write on Shabbat, but they wanted to know if this would be a better way of writing. Rav Shlomo Zalman Auerbach answered them that there's nothing to be gained, because in that situation, their writing is semi-permanent until someone would actually lift that plastic up, and it would therefore, writing on that surface would be the same as writing on a piece of paper and be considered in Isur Dioraita. They needed to use some other form of shinui, of change, of difference in the way they would record what was necessary.